Alright, hello everyone. Happy Father's Day. This is the 18th of June already. Holy cow. Time's slipping by, so I haven't gotten this is my end of May video. So here's the one model I got built and painted over the month of May. This is the Bunny Force 1 from LimboDivision209. They were a lot of fun to paint. They were a little more fun, I guess, just kind of silly than the other Limbo divisions. Most of their stuff is very cheesecake pinup style, and these were just whimsical. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. You've got their names are Hazel, and then Holly, and then Almond. But when I looked at the base, you've got hazelnuts, you've got the holly bush with the berries, and then these look like, to me, like it's pistachios. And so I painted them up and painted up little pistachio here. And then realized my mistake, and I was like, at that point, whatever. And so he can be green. He can be an unripe almond, because he's quite the little bun. But there were some colors that were on the box where everybody was this color, like Hazel's armor and stuff like that, and I went for different colors for Holly and then for Almond there, mainly because that would, I don't know, I felt it would be kind of boring just to have 3 rabbits in uniforms. Figured out that I'm still not the best at painting fur. I've still got a lot to work on that with. I felt I did okay getting them to look a little unique and a little bit of texture on the fur, but overall, I mean, that was just a fun little thing. If they ever get this one up for sale again, I do recommend buying it. It was a little fiddly to put together because this thing has 4 points of contact on the base, and all 4 of the legs are just in. There's no slots to make sure that they go into the right configuration for the to rest on the base. And so I accidentally glued in the front 2 legs at an angle that was wrong enough to where I needed to correct it. And this side came out fine, and this one, the leg just snapped off when after I slid some debonder underneath it to see if I could get the super glue to let go. And I ended up having to use acetone to sneak in there, and a pair of rubberized pliers to pop that out. And even then, I mean, if you look up close, you can kind of see the damage I've done to that one. But you still have to kind of see it. Anyway, if I hadn't pointed it out, nobody would notice, but I will always remember it because that's what I do. But anyway, that one's fun. I need to paint more of my Limbo Division stuff just because it needs to be painted along with all the other things that I still need to paint. Wiggly there. Okay, but been working on a few things. I've got some of the Indomitus Imperial Fists that are still getting painted up. Actually, these 3 guys right here are from the there was like a little start collecting thing for 9th edition where it was these guys and then a few guys from Nurgle, and you could turn the box into terrain. And I didn't do the same yellow for these guys as I did for the Indomitus box, which the Indomitus box I felt turned out really well. It's just a yellow undercoat and then panel lined with Tamiya's panel liner, which I think I've said that before. And these guys, I was like, well, you know, I'll do a little bit more fancy with these guys, and that has proved to be much more difficult than I expected it to be. Leaving lots of things to be desired. Even painted up Tor Garradon. I'm working on him. His yellow is turning out a little bit better. I'm layering up all these armor panels slowly over time to get them into a brighter yellow. It's still not going to be the exact same yellow as these guys, but it gives the Force a little bit more of a interesting look in some ways. But I've got a Tamiya spray paint that matches this color. And so that's what I'm going to prime the rest of my fists that I get with eventually, and get that all painted up. That's one of the biggest slowdowns for me for pacing guides, I guess, is that yellow is such a tedium to paint that it's going to take me a while to get an Imperial Fists force painted up for the 10th edition, which, looking at all the rules that have dropped, I've seen a lot of people's reactions to those, and you know, I'm not terribly worried about it, because even if the factions that I play, like the Sisters and the Admech, if they had been given the most overpowered, absolutely beast mode rules ever, I still would manage to lose with them. And so I don't mind that they're a little underpowered, because then I can blame that instead of my poor generalship for losing. I've got some other things still on the table. I still need to do the Death Crown Inheritor Anya tabletop mini, as I did the large painter scale already, and that one was fun. That's 54 millimeter. That one was fun. I've still got this lady can just get primed up, painted up. I want to get her done. My kids also got me this little Gundam model, which I have no idea what flavor it is or anything, and there's even 2 little shoulder pads that go with this that I've put somewhere where I won't lose them, and now I have no idea where that is. But anyway, I want to prime this up and just get some silly colors put on it, just so that they can see that I painted the gift that they got me. And what I've been working on for paint mostly is the Necromancer for Kingdom Death. This one's a fun one. I had originally painted each of these layers of cloth different colors. Like I'd gone for purple here, blue here, and then a gray for up here. And I didn't like how just kind of slap dab it looked. And I went over the gray and then the blue with Flesh Terror's red contrast. And that gave a nice uniformity to this, because I'd done corn red base for this bottom one. And that gave such a nice uniformity but difference to it, because the gray and the blue gave kind of a different tone underneath the Flesh Terror's red. And then I've gone in and I've highlighted again with Mephiston red, and then with Evil Sun's Scarlet on top of that, to give more of a contrast and highlight to the red cloth. And that's worked out fine. And I did purple here, which one I can't remember the purple, but then used some of the other dark blues and purples from Citadel's range to do that. Still a lot of detail to pick out. I did just steel, Vallejo Model Air steel for the silver parts here, and then washed them with Nuln oil. Did Rakarth flesh for the skin, and then I've just washed it with Druchii Violet, and with a little bit of sepia, I think, in there, just to give me a base and to look at what I need to do, and then to go through and highlight everything with other stuff. There's a fair amount of detail on this, and I will get around to painting it all. I've snapped these resin antlers off the top of his necromantic staff 3 or 4 times now, and so they've gone back on with super glue and whatnot. But I mean, you can see the shininess of the contrast down in the crevices there, and so I need to hit this with a matte varnish once I get done with everything, make him look a little more imposing. The crystal ball there will be interesting. I'm definitely not going to paint it clear crystal, because that would require skill, and I do not have said skill. But once I get like his little ropes here, or his hair, maybe braided hair with skulls and antlers, there's all sorts of little bone charms all over his thing. There's the skulls of his pauldrons, where it looks like, I mean, it literally looks like he's got some dude's heads with their headdresses on his shoulders there. And so I get all these things painted up, and that will kind of pop out a lot of the detail on him and make him look less one-dimensional. The head part, I'm probably going to do that purple, though I may go with like a lighter color underneath and hit it with the Flesh Terror's red, and then highlight up from there, just to kind of keep it similar to all this stuff. But the purple, I think, might be a good underneath, so where it looks like this goes all the way up to the top and ties the top and the bottom. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. The biggest thing is finding time to paint. The kids are all home from school now, and so it is full-time dad circus. at the Sprinkle Ranch. So we'll be doing that. Diablo 4 has come out as well, and I put a couple hours into that. My oldest child and I are playing a Star Wars Armada campaign over the summer, which has been fun because it's given me an excuse to buy lots more Armada ships to buff up our fleets and get to fighting. And so it's fun. That game I feel is best suited for that kind of fighting, because then you're not with just match play. It just feels so bland. Because with the Star Wars space, there's always, to me, the battles in the Star Wars realm were always narrative, and there was always a reason why the rebels were outgunned or out whatevered, and they still powered through and won in the end or whatnot, or it's a surprise attack. And so with the campaign rules, it's the Rebellion in the Rim campaign. With the campaign rules for that, it's a lot of, I'm gonna put this down. Open that while I'm talking. It's got a lot of rules to beef up your fleets and expand, and to make your commanders a little more exciting, a little more unique and individual. But overall, I got a good summer planned out. I'll be gone for most of July to do things with the in-law family. So anyway, I hope you guys are having fun. Hope you're getting some paint on models on the table. And enjoy your Father's Day if you are a father or have ever benefited from having a father, even if it's just the breath in your lungs. I hope you have a good day. All right. Adios.